When Bravo fans thought they'd seen every kind of drama, from yacht explosions to dinner table meltdowns, Captain Sandy Yawn just dropped a bomb that no one expected. On the latest episode of Watch What Happens Live, she didn't just sip tea, she poured it straight over the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and it was piping hot. The question came innocently enough: which Bravo celebrities was she least looking forward to seeing at BravoCon? A light question, a fun question. But Captain Sandy's answer? It stopped the studio cold. I have to say, I did watch The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and I was, wow, she said. That pause, that sigh, it wasn't admiration, it was disappointment. And then she hit the line that shook Bravo fans across the country. Some behavior is just not cool. Right then, fans leaned forward. Who was she talking about? Which housewife had crossed the line so badly that the Queen of Calm Seas herself had to comment? And then she dropped the name. Lisa Barlow. I liked you, Sandy said, but I mean, come on. Now you could almost hear the Bravo universe explode. Lisa Barlow, baby gorgeous herself, called out on live television by one of the most respected captains on the network. And not for her tequila, not for her glam blade, but for her behavior. Before we go deeper into this feud that's rocking the Bravo world, take a second to hit like and subscribe, because the twists you're about to hear might just change how you see both Below Deck and Salt Lake City forever. Lisa Barlow's reputation has always been split right down the middle. To some, she's the definition of confidence, poised, successful, and always in control. But to others, she's cold, calculating, and strategic in every move she makes. Her castmates have accused her of holding back, hiding her personal life, and even digging up dirt to use when it suits her. And this season of RHOSLC, it feels like all those accusations are catching up to her. Whitney Rose called her out for being distant. Monica Garcia accused her of being fake. Angie K's been questioning everything from her finances to her friendships. And while most housewives crumble under that much fire, Lisa's remained perfectly composed, at least on the surface. But here's the twist. Now even people outside the Housewives universe are noticing. Captain Sandy didn't just name-drop Lisa for the drama, she said it like a professional calling out another professional, like a leader saying, "You're better than this." That's what made it sting so much. Because Sandy isn't a pot stirrer. She's not known for shady comments or online battles. She runs her ship with discipline, fairness, and calm authority. So if she's disappointed in a Bravo celebrity's behavior, it means something. And the irony? The timing couldn't be worse for Lisa. Because this week's episode of RHOSLC takes the cast aboard the Below Deck Down Under mega-yacht, the same series where Captain Sandy's reputation for control and order reigns supreme. Only this time it's Captain Jason Chambers at the helm. And word is, things get messy fast. When asked who would cause the most chaos on a yacht charter, Captain Sandy didn't hesitate. Right now, Lisa Barlow's at the top. Then she added Dorinda Medley and Tamra Judge for good measure. That's not just a list. That's a warning. Fans immediately flooded social media, saying things like, Captain Sandy calling out Lisa Barlow? This is the crossover Bravo never warned us about. And Lisa better bring her sea legs because Captain Sandy just threw her overboard. But here's where things get even juicier. Lisa Barlow hasn't responded. Not one word. And if you've followed her long enough, you know that silence isn't surrender. It's strategy. That's Lisa's move. She lets the fire burn, then walks through the smoke untouched. But will it work this time, when even Bravo's most respected captain is side-eyeing her? What's really fascinating here is how two Bravo worlds are colliding. Below Deck has always been about professionalism, teamwork, and boundaries, a show where rules matter. The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, on the other hand, thrives on blurred lines, shifting alliances, and emotional explosions. And now, they're literally sailing into each other's territory. On one side, you have Captain Jason Chambers, trying to keep his crew calm and the guests entertained. On the other, Lisa Barlow and her castmates, Whitney, Angie, Heather, and Monica, bringing unresolved feuds, bruised egos, and luxury luggage full of secrets. Imagine that energy on a yacht, in the middle of the ocean, with cameras rolling. Insiders say this crossover episode could be one of the most chaotic Bravo moments of the year. There's talk of tension at dinner, icy exchanges, and one explosive confrontation that left production scrambling to separate the women before things got physical. And while Captain Jason is reportedly calm and professional, even he couldn't stop what was coming. "What a way to start a season," he said in a recent interview. "To be quite honest, there's a lot happening, and I don't think you could fit that much into a 3-day charter." Translation? The Housewives brought a hurricane to the high seas. The irony is almost poetic. Captain Sandy calls out Lisa Barlow for her behavior, and days later, Lisa steps onto a yacht where that very behavior might be pushed to the limit. Coincidence? Maybe. Or maybe Bravo producers knew exactly what they were doing. Because if there's one thing Bravo fans love, it's a storm. But the real storm might not be between Lisa and her castmates. It might be between Lisa and her own image. For years, she's played the part of baby gorgeous, cool, unbothered, above the mess. But lately, her mask is slipping. The lawsuits, the business rumors, the whispers of manipulation, it's all starting to pile up. And now, with Captain Sandy's words echoing across social media, "Some behavior is just not cool," the question becomes, has Lisa finally met her match? The Housewives franchise has seen villains redeemed and icons fall. But Lisa's situation feels different. Because this isn't just about shade. This is about credibility. When a respected Bravo veteran like Captain Sandy questions your behavior, it cuts deeper than a castmate calling you fake. It challenges your entire brand. But here's where Lisa's brilliance might come in. She's not one to let a narrative run away from her. Expect her to flip this moment into something unexpected. Maybe a redemption arc, maybe a powerful defense, or maybe another viral mic drop that gets everyone talking. Either way, the Bravo seas have never been stormier. And it's only getting started. Because what happens when the housewife who's accused of digging up dirt finds herself surrounded by cameras, cocktails, and a captain who values respect over ratings? When her icy composure meets open water, does she float or sink? The sun glimmers over turquoise water as the below-deck yacht glides across the sea. Calm on the surface, chaos brewing below. It's supposed to be a luxury getaway, a glamorous Bravo crossover. But the moment Lisa Barlow and her RHOSLC castmates step aboard, something in the air shifts. It's that kind of tension you can't quite name, the kind that hums before a storm. Whitney Rose looks stunning, but uneasy. Angie K's polite smile doesn't reach her eyes. Heather Gay's trying to play peacemaker, but even she senses what's about to happen. Cameras are rolling, glasses clinking, and the deck crew is whispering, "This is going to be a long charter." And at the center of it all, Lisa Barlow, diamond sunglasses, designer swimsuit, and that perfect practiced calm. Baby gorgeous is in her element, or so it seems. The crew gives their tour, cocktails are poured, and laughter fills the air. But it's the kind of laughter that feels rehearsed, like everyone's waiting for someone else to make the first move. Captain Jason Chambers stands on the bridge, already reading the energy. "You can feel when something's off," he later said. "It's like a change in wind before a storm." And then it happens, dinner. The table is immaculate. Candles, silverware, champagne. Everything is perfect until Whitney breaks the silence. "Lisa," she starts, "don't you think it's funny that you talk about everyone else's life, but no one knows anything about yours?" The camera catches Lisa's frozen smile. "Whitney," she says calmly, "you've been talking about me for 6 months. Maybe it's time you find a new topic." Angie leans in. Or maybe she's just saying what everyone's thinking. There it is, the spark that lights the fuse. Voices rise, silverware clinks against plates, and in seconds the dinner table becomes a battlefield. Lisa insists her lawsuits were dismissed and done. Whitney says Lisa uses money to manipulate. Angie mutters about cosmetic surgery rumors, and Heather just sighs, realizing there's no saving this dinner. The crew, trained for everything from storms to VIP tantrums, stands frozen as Housewives chaos unfolds on deck. From the bridge, Captain Jason tries to stay composed. He later admitted in interviews that this was one of the most intense guest dynamics he'd ever seen. But while Jason stays professional, social media is already buzzing. Fans clip the moment Lisa snaps, saying, "You think I dig up dirt? Maybe you should check your own backyard." It spreads like wildfire. Meanwhile, somewhere in Florida, Captain Sandy's words echo across Bravo fandom. Some behavior is just not cool. And suddenly, it all feels connected. The timing, the tension, the chaos, almost prophetic. But here's where it gets twisted. The next morning, the cameras catch Lisa alone on the deck. The wind's calmer. But her face isn't. She's quiet, not defensive, not icy, just tired. For a rare moment, the armor drops. She looks out over the water and says softly, "I don't dig up dirt. People just like to bury me." It's a line that hits differently because it's not delivered at a reunion or behind confessional glam. It's raw, unfiltered, and real. For the first time, fans see a glimpse of the woman behind Baby Gorgeous, and suddenly the comments online start to split. Some fans side with Lisa, saying she's unfairly targeted, a confident woman punished for being strong. Others agree with Captain Sandy, saying she hides behind gloss and control, that her calm isn't confidence, it's strategy. Bravo Nation divides. Timelines fill with debates, and clips from both Watch What Happens Live and Below Deck Down Under dominate the algorithm. And through it all, Lisa stays silent. No tweets, no interviews, no clapbacks, just silence. Which, in the Bravo universe, speaks louder than words. But that silence is short-lived. Weeks later, at BravoCon, Sandy and Lisa cross paths. Cameras capture the moment. Polite smiles, professional tension, and that unreadable Bravo energy where everyone knows more than they're saying. A fan yells from the crowd, "Lisa, did you forgive Captain Sandy?" Lisa turns, flashes her diamond-bright smile, and says, "Forgiveness is for people who care." The crowd gasps. The clip goes viral. And just like that, Lisa Barlow cements her role as the woman who can take a hit, spin it into a headline, and walk away untouched. But here's the real magic. Because underneath the feuds, the shade, and the champagne-fueled chaos, Bravo's storytelling brilliance shines through. Two worlds collided, the discipline of the sea and the drama of the mountains. And what surfaced wasn't just entertainment, it was reflection. Captain Sandy stood for structure, respect, leadership. Lisa Barlow stood for confidence, image, independence. Two women who built empires in completely different ways, now tangled in the same wave of Bravo intensity. And that's why fans couldn't look away. Because beyond the yacht decks and dinner fights, this wasn't just about who's right or wrong. It was about how far people will go to protect their names, their legacies, when the cameras never stop rolling. Even now, the debate rages online. Did Captain Sandy go too far, calling out another Bravo Liberty? Or was she brave enough to say what everyone else wouldn't? And did Lisa Barlow deserve it? Or is she the ultimate example of a woman who refuses to be defined by anyone but herself? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to know which side you're on. Team Captain Sandy or Team Lisa Barlow? Because honestly, there's no wrong answer. There's just the truth. And the truth in Bravo world always comes with a twist. And that's what keeps us watching. The waves crash, the cameras fade, and the sea settles once more. But the ripple effect of this crossover, from Watch What Happens Live to Below Deck Down Under to the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, proves one thing. No matter how big the ocean, Bravo drama always finds a way to sail right back to shore. So, if you loved this deep dive into the chaos, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell, because more Bravo bombs are coming. And trust me, you won't want to miss what explodes next.